Welcome back to Sabina Park in Kingston, Jamaica. JPL action. Here at the Mecca of cricket in Jamaica. Cavalier FC versus Arnett Gardens. And this is a rescheduled round 7 matchup. Here's a look at the head-to-head. The most recent result, of course, at the top of the table here. At the bottom, Cavalier beating Arnett Gardens 3-0 and 2-1. Also, they had a 1-0 win over Arnett Gardens last season. Arnett Gardens giving them the double, 2-1 in both games. Getting ready for kickoff here. Expected to be a really mouth-watering contest as two teams that are perennial contenders, certainly no pretenders, renew their rivalry. 3-2, the recent head-to-head between these two teams. Cavalier can get one better and move their lead to 4-2 from the recent head-to-head. Arnett Gardens can provide the leveler in the recent matchups. The FIFA anthem sounds inside the National Stadium. In the recent head-to-head fixtures, Jaheim Thomas and Fabian Reid would have beaten Cavalier, who had a consolation through Chanel Thomas. And also in another matchup, Rivaldo Mitchell would have gotten an extra time winner after Ajuma Johnson had also scored in a comeback win for Arnett Gardens. Those players no longer with Arnett, but let's see how the team can progress. It's time for the national anthem. The teams will meet. Cavalier, having played 11 games, have 6 wins, 3 draws and 2 losses, while Arnett Gardens haven't played 12 games, 7 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. Incidentally, Portmore would have beaten both of these two teams in prior games. Here are the officials for this encounter. Adelt Hamilton, the woman with the whistle, Jermaine Yeesing, and Rolando Bennett, the assistants, and the 4th official, O'Shane Nation. Fabian Reid, the captain, his compatriot, Gidale Irving of Cavalier. And they have the coin toss. Fabian Reid has a few words, believing that he always wins. Well, let's see if he can bring that into fruition. Here's a quick lineup for Cavalier. Jaden White in goal, Giovanni Leng, Kyle Ming, Gidale Irving, Richard King, Adrian Reed, Dwayne Allen, Dwayne Atkinson, Orlando Russell. And let's have a quick look at the formation here. They have a back 4 of Irving, King, Ming and Leng. 3 in the middle of the park, Reed, McCleary and Allen. And up top, Dwayne Atkinson, Orlando Russell and Ainsworth, Christopher Ainsworth. Always a threat on the left flank is, the left wing is Dwayne Atkinson as he's returned from loan. Here's the Arnett Gardens lineup. Asher Hutchinson in goal, Gerald Neal, Shane Watson, Philando Wing, Rashawn Amos, Marlon Martin, Jamon Shepherd, James Thomas, Fabian Reed, Warner Brown, and Rashiki Kelso, who had a goal in the last encounter against Treasure Beach. Here's their lineup. It's a 4-1-2-3. You could call it that, or you could also call it 4-3-3. But Philando Wing as the left back, Gerald Neal, Shane Watson, the central defenders, Rashawn Amos at the right, and of course Fabian Reed, Warner Brown, and James Thomas there up top. Cavalier, Arnett Gardens. What a Sunday treat. By the way, I'm Dean Smith, your commentator for today. All those joining on SportsMax, happy to have you. Cavalier with the kickoff. Richard King tries to play it long early. Gets it right back. Will go all the way to Jaden White in goal. James Thomas trying to provide some amount of press, but ball played up only for the benefit of Gerald Neal, who will try to send it forward. James Thomas got it under control, but that pass wasn't accurate to the point man, Fabian Reed, and Jaden White gobbles it up. Throwing for Arnett Gardens. Shepherd on the ball, giving it away. Here's McCleary trying to play it forward, but that's broken up. Arnett Gardens now in possession. Warner Brown fouled by Irving on that occasion. Free kick for Arnett. Trying to play that one up, but here's Arnett Gardens. It's with Marlon Martin to Amos. He goes all the way back to Asher Hutchinson. Played in the Costa Cup for Dinty last season. Here's Shane Watson. Shiki Kelson came on as a substitute in the encounter against Treasure Beach and scored a goal as well. Here's the long ball played forward. Stripped of possession there by Giovanni Leng. Here they come through McCleary. Shane Watson tried to leave something there, but it's still with Cavalier. That ball across. Orlando Russell trying to get the header on, but tame in the end and thrown out expertly by Hutchinson. Here's Arnett. Reed got the call there. Here's Shepherd. Thomas. His pass to Shepherd was miscued. And Cavalier go the other way. Ainsworth. Long searching ball trying to bring Dwayne Atkinson in the game. His first touch of the afternoon. Dazzles immediately. Gets the ball across. First touch wasn't amazing. Here's McCleary still. Marlon Martin trying to strip him of possession, but he has it again, trying to swing it in. Gerald Neal was there. Atkinson once more for Cavalier. Played it out of touch there. It's a throw-in for Arnett Gardens. Good to see him back on local soil for the benefit of the league, but of course, I'm sure his own aspirations aren't to be overseas, and he has definitely demonstrated that kind of quality. And Rudolph Speed, I'm sure, agrees. He's a technical director, Cavalier. Irving getting by one. Can he whip it across delightfully? That touch from Dwayne Allen wasn't all that great. And Atkinson tried the acrobatic effort all the way over the top. It's a goal kick. Xavier Gilbert, of course, has done wonders with this Arnett Gardens team so far in the league, and also has done fairly well with the Record Girls as interim head coach. Has an enviable record at the school girl level, perhaps only equaled by another national team coach in the form of Merron Gordon in his time in school girls football. Shepherd trying to play that forward, but still not settled. Here's Neal trying to find Fabian Reed, but that was cut out. Irving on the ball now. Reed gets it back for Arnett, plays it to Warner Brown. Here's Shepherd trying to connect with Reed. Reed gets it. Can he turn? Cadiel Irving was there and he was able to play it out, but Dwayne Allen is trying to force the issue for Cavalier, and he got it up, but wasn't accurate to Orlando Russell. And they are able to reset Arnett guards. Philander wing. Martin. Here's Amos. Goes the way of wing. Still going. Shepherd goes from distance, but charged down. Rudolph Speed mentioned that the team needed some time to adjust. Cavalier with the return of Richard King. Here they come forward, and that wasn't a bad sequence of play there. Final pass would have let them down on that occasion, trying to bring it back to McCleary. Dwayne Allen, the man there who got the slip pass from Dwayne Atkinson. Call goes the way of Shepherd. Taken quickly. Jaime Thomas. Fabian Reed unable to control on that occasion, and Cavalier have been using the long ball quite a lot, has Cavalier. And the team needed to adjust, as I was mentioning earlier, based on how good of a ball player Richard King is. Able to play very direct and to really break the lines through long balls. Here's McCleary trying to send for Atkinson. Russell, beg your pardon. Shane Watson was there on hand. Gave up a corner kick. Let's see what Cavalier can do with their first corner of the encounter. Corner kick. Atkinson swings it across. Goes in. They take the advantage, Cavalier. Corner kick evaded quite a few players, and the Arnett Garden back line was left exposed. Atkinson was unsighted, and Kyle Ming, the centre back, was in the thick of things and was able to tap it home easily. Here's another look at it. He just evaded the players there. He got a header on, or a flick on rather. The slightest of touch from Christopher Ainsworth. And he was totally unmarked on that occasion, Kyle Ming. 1-0 for Cavalier. How will Arnett Gardens respond? That's wing to Shepherd. James Thomas. His pass was miscued. McCleary plays it to Atkinson. Charged down by Neal, but was showing his studs there, Gerald Neal. Irving under pressure here, manages to get it away. Ball played forward for Atkinson. Loves to get into these positions. Can he whip it across? He does get it across, but played out for a throw-in. Gerald Neal was on hand. Throw-in taken, still Atkinson. Trying to shake his marker. Irving whips it across. Hutchinson had good hands to get that one. Kelson. Pass was skewed on that occasion. Trying to recover and ended up fouling Kyle Ming, this goal scorer. Looked to be a deliberate use of the arm there by James Thomas, but as Hamilton says play on. Here's Shepherd. Warner Brown couldn't find him back, but still in possession with Arnett Gardens. Martin. Watson to Shepherd. Gets it to the overlapping fullback, Gerald Neal, who plays it out of touch. Knows he needed to have done a bit better there. Drum corps here, the Sabina Park. Get in the mood, get in the atmosphere set. Cavalier with the lead in the 9th minute, courtesy of Kyle Ming. Is Watson on the ball for Arnett Gardens. Gave it away to Leng there, but they get it back to Arnett Gardens. Fabian Reed was trying to get on the end of that, but still not cleared. His Shepherd for Arnett. He gave it away. Adrian Reed playing through. Atkinson trying to barge down Rashawn Amos. And if I didn't say it earlier, that was Kyle Ming's first goal of the season. The centre back for Cavalier, getting on the score sheet for the first time. Here is Neal. Warner Brown gets the slip pass from him. Manages to get it across, even though King was there. It's a throw in. Neal. Ming played that out again for another throw in. Here's Warner Brown. Once more. Under pressure from three players. Can he? Neal wasn't in sync with his intentions there. Trying just to play through two other players. Had Neal run onto that one, would have really opened quite a lot of space because three players would have been out of position. Here they come now. Here's Thomas, gets it to Kelson. Kelson, his first touch let him down, and Richard King comes away with it for Cavalier. Here's Allen, back to King, plays it forward for his Icelandic teammate there, Atkinson, and his pass through to Allen wasn't the best. It's a throw in for Cavalier. Just over a quarter of an hour played. Shepherd trying to lift it for Reed. Always under pressure was Reed. Gets the call. Here's Amos. Thomas. Shepherd. Back to Thomas, but trying a sequence of slick passes. Arnett guards, but just haven't been accurate. Russell trying to give chase to this one, but Hutchinson alert to the danger and gets it. Releases it to Amos, and Arnett guards once more having the ability to reset. There again, just not having the kind of control. Here's Atkinson. Well defended. Kelson on the ball, plays it forward for Thomas. Thomas turns inside. Gets Martin involved. He swings it out wide now. Here's Shepherd. Tries to shoot from distance, but it was low and weak. Martin still on the ball. David Gilbert there barking instructions, encouraging Shepherd to go wider, use the width. Could be about 30 yards out. Taking shot, wing trying to get it in. Kelson. Ainsworth getting by one. Has McCleary. Gets it to McCleary. Slit, but got it across. Booted out by Gerald Neal. Martin now going the other way for Arnett Gardens. Thomas with it. Swings it forward for Kelson. Time Thomas there clipping Cleary. Handled by Atkinson, who releases it quickly. It's Wing on the ball, being hounded but gets by one. Still Wing. Gets it to Shepherd. Has been having a go. Has Shepherd. Martin there handling the ball, taken a bit too quickly for the liking of Arnett Hamilton. Here's McCleary. Ainsworth. Trying to find Atkinson. Taken down nicely. Allen gets it back to Atkinson. Atkinson! Atkinson! He is back! Back where he left off! A wonderful sequence of passes. And a cute finish from an acute angle. Dwayne Atkinson. Welcome back to sunshine. Welcome back to goal scoring. Cavalier 2. Arnett in trouble. Another look at it. What a finish there. And at the near post, Atter Hutchinson must feel defeated, deflated even. But it was really a quick finish. Good link-up play between himself and Dwayne Allen. And the Dwaynes combining well. And what a way to return to local football. Arnett Gardens under pressure now. And Cavalier would move equal on points with Arnett on 24. This result remains. They would just be behind based on the current scoreline on goal difference. Speculative attempt there for Arnett Gardens from Wing. The goal difference would be plus 10 at the moment. Arnett Gardens having a goal difference of 11. So both teams, of course, Cavalier would be, as it stands, on 24 points. Cavalier in 5th on the table at the moment, and they would remain so based on this current score line and current score. Here's Kelson. Had a deep run in the area. Fabian Reed returned to the Jamaica Premier League and had a goal and an assist on Thursday. Dwayne Atkinson. I said I know how to make a good return as well. Here's a ball, easily handled by Jaden White. Shepherd did well to get that across in the area. Here, the ball was trying to get through to Thomas, but too much on it, and it went to White. Stripped of position again. Wing doing well. Players there, encouraging Wing to be a bit more patient and use other players in the build-up. Of course, wouldn't have been genuine expectation to score from that range without much power. Here's Cavalier, Allen and Atkinson. Russell was about to be released on that one, but broken up by Neal and Amos. It was Amos actually, yeah. Here's Neal. Martin back to Neal. Goes the way of Shepherd. His pass cut out. Played forward for Russell. Can they punish Arnett Garns? Orlando Russell! What a save by Atkinson. Had to be alert. But with all the wastefulness that they had in front of goal against the Lions, Cavalier have really come out a much sharper unit. And Orlando Russell is his first real opportunity. And had it not been for a firm hand, as we see there from Asher Hutchinson, it would have been Cavalier 3. It's a corner kick for Cavalier. Rudolph Speed must be a relieved, a happy man at the moment. Some form of atonement for Hutchinson after being beaten at his near post. What can they do from the corner kick? They scored from the first one they had. Once more. McCleary now on the ball. Gets it back to Atkinson, cuts in, sends it across. The header is on! Had to be saved. It's bundled. It's spilled there, and Hutchinson had to get low once more. Plays it out quickly. Certainly not short in action is this game. It's Wing trying to play it forward for Kelson, but too much on that one. He's young, but he's making his voice known. Having a command. Here's the Ainsworth for Cavalier. Oh, really tried to do well there against Wing. Had it come fully through, it would have been certainly a highlight. Loving the action so far. Here's a look at the double save. The header had to be saved, and Lang was there with the header, and I think it was Ainsworth with the follow-up. Of course, 3-0 would have definitely indicated lights out. And it's still early. Atkinson doing well there. Allen trying to, with a back heel to get it back to him. Atkinson does well. Can he get a pass? Shipped it over. And it only went to Atkinson. He knows he really had better options. But he certainly is looking sharp there. Atkinson. Here's the Shepherd. Kelson. And the final action of the Arnett Gardens players in their attacking transition has been poor. Ainsworth takes a throw to McCleary quickly. Trying to go around Wing on that occasion. It's a goal kick. Watson. Fabian Reed coming much deeper than we're accustomed to seeing him. Certainly hasn't been getting the service that he wants. And he knows that he must try as he must to get the team to build up better, get some opportunities. At the stroke of half an hour in this encounter. Substitutes warming up for Cavalier as well. Perhaps it's just to keep the forward line sharp. So easy to lock off mentally after getting early goals. Coach Speed wants to ensure that his players are alert. He's a handful. Look at Fabian Reed, really coming deeper. First touch poor from Shepherd. Fouls McCleary.
Come again. Watch your mouth. What the line. Go.
King with the ball forward for Ainsworth. Played out by Watson. Thomas. Caught there by Giovanni Ling, and that Hamilton will flash the card. First yellow card of the encounter. Yeah, had to be shown the card for that. Hacking down James Thomas, who last season had a goal against Cavalier in one of the encounters. Here's Amos. Trying to play it forward for Kelson. He's onside. Kelson had a touch too many, didn't he? Thought he was offside and hesitated when he was in glory land. First real touch in the area in a point-blank position for Arnett Garns, and Rashiki Kelson wasn't ready for that one. Here they come again, Arnett Garns. Fabian Reed again coming deep to get things going. Martin to Shepherd. Shepherd turning inside. Gets it to Kelson. Kelson slipping it for Martin. Can he whip it across? Gets the corner kick as McCleary came back to help out in defense. Kelson. Corner kick. Header went to the direction of the goal, but was high from Martin. Here's another look at this play. Kelson thought he was offside. Initially, I thought he was offside as well, but the assistant referee was right on hand. Janae's in the stands, and she has a guest, someone that will give us some perspective. Let's hear who Janae is with.
Dean, I am here for the Ray and Nephew fan spirit with an Arnett Garden supporter by the name of Ken Morrison. Ken, we were upstairs a while ago and the fans seemed very frustrated with the performance so far. What do you say?
Yeah, I would agree with that. For some reason, I think the coach started a team that's not on par. Previous games, Arnett did much better than they're doing now. But there's still a few standout players doing quite well. Number 3 and the number 18. Not that bad.
Well, you speak about the switch in squad, sorry to cut you, but we do see Asher Hutchinson in goal. He was in goal in the last match. So what is the difference? What do you mean by switching?
He's doing good. The goalkeeper is actually performing very well, but there's quite a few players that's usually I'm at most of the games and that I'm not seeing today. But so I'm hoping in the second half we do much better.
Well, your eyes are glued onto the game. I know at halftime the coach may make some changes. What would be your changes?
I would definitely keep the number 3 and the number 18. The forward working very hard. The number 7, I don't think he's having a good game, but hopefully do better in the second half. If not, that's where I'd make the change in the midfield.
Okay, well, you heard it here from Ken Morrison. Arnett Gardens supporters are a bit frustrated, but let's see if that attitude will change in the second half. Back to you, Dean.
Thank you so much, Janae. Download the SportsMax app today. Get it on the Google Play or the Apple App Store and watch all the action available. Jamaica Premier League, UEFA Champions League, WTA tennis, international test cricket, and so much more. And you certainly can see it all on the SportsMax app. Downloads are free. And there's so much to see. Here's Len going forward for Cavalier. Wing with him, but gave it away. Lights getting ready to come on inside Sabina Park. As the evening draws near. Here's McCleary. There was an offside. That play. Watson plays it forward. Kelson was fouled by Allen. Yeah, they're coming on. Here's a run from Arnett, but again broken up. The first touch of the players under pressure hasn't been sharp, and most of the attacks have been through the center. Haven't been using the wings as much as certainly Cavalier have been doing through the pace of Atkinson and Ainsworth as well. How will Arnett Gardens adjust? How will he adjust the team? Ball played forward again to the wing for Atkinson. John Amos doing well, getting around, getting it across. Russell! Oh, he really went for glory there. How spectacular would that have been? But now it's just conjecture. Showing great ambition there. And quite a few of the supporters raising their decibels just a bit. Has a flair for the fantastic, does Orlando Russell. Arnett Garden supporters raising eyebrows. Look at that. Warner Brown being treated, holding his ankle. Xavier Gilbert having a quick chat with Rashawn Amos. 4 of his substitutes also warming up. In most instances, sending players to warm up is a psychological tool just to get the players on the park to be aware that they cannot continue as is. So here's the first goal, headed home from point-blank range by Kyle Ming after it slipped through. Ainsworth was among the players for Cavalier who were on hand, and Dwayne Atkinson combining well with Dwayne Allen and firing from an acute angle. Doing very well to beat Archer Hutchinson at his near post. He knows he should have done better there, covering that part of the goal. But he's doing what he's paid to do. Attack on the flanks and cause havoc to defenders. Has been doing a good job so far, Dwayne Atkinson. Here's Arnett Garns. Played in white was equal to that one. Ball sent forward for Shepherd. Comes inside and goes to Irving. Make that kneel. Here's Thomas. He's not a happy man at the moment, Xavier Gilbert. Totally understandable. Foul there on Shepherd. Kelson will try to swing it in. Neil and Martin among the players there in the wing. Headed away by Kyle Ming. Atkinson couldn't clear well, or did he? Perhaps he did. Ball played forward. Here's Russell. Amos with him. Gets it to Atkinson. Atkinson has had better shots, I'm sure. Kelson. Martin. Thomas. Warner Brown. Thomas and Brown, they couldn't combine there and they lose possession. Shane Watson able to clear for Arnett Gardens. Shepherd. And again, Arnett Gardens not using width. And perhaps that's just not the structure that Xavier Gilbert wants, but they really haven't been able to break the lines effectively. Here's Atkinson. Has a lot of skill. Quick player, gives up the throw there. Ball played forward. Here's Warner Brown. Good save. Once more it comes in, but headed away by Ming. Here's McCleary now. Playing it forward for Russell. He did really well there. Amos and Shane Watson unable to keep him in check, and Yeah, they really should have done a bit better there. Here's a replay of the Warner Brown attempt. Jaden White, who knows a thing or two about Warner Brown, having been his teammate at St. Andrew Technical. Equal to the task. At the cusp of the end of the half, hearing that it will only be a 1 minute of time to be added on. The corner kick at this moment, Atkinson lifts it across. It was headed on, and there was a handled ball there from Orlando Russell. Has been adjusted to 2 minutes of added time. We're in the first of that too. Here is a Fabian Reed. Warner Brown. Here they come again. Ainsworth. That had too much on it. Atkinson throwing that to Shepherd. His control wasn't as clean as he would have wanted. Cavalier in possession through McCleary. Atkinson. Amos there trying to use some amount of aggression. Atkinson plays it out of touch. Throw given. Sent in the area. Here's Wing. Kelson. Can they get something at the stroke of the break? Good defensive work that from Kyle Ming to break up that play. And Arnett Hamilton has seen enough of the first half. Effective play from Cavalier. A great return from that man, Dwayne Atkinson. Lots of contemplation for Arnett Gardens. And some amount of respite and peace for Rudolph Speed. He had the first. Won't find much easier goals in the Premier League than the header that he converted in the 9th minute, Kyle Ming. But at the break, it is Cavalier 2, Arnett Gardens 0. The JPL is on SportsMax 2. Humble Line versus Cavalier Wednesday, 3:30 p.m., 4:30 in the rest of the Caribbean. And on SportsMax Plus, Harborview versus Dunbeholden, Wednesday, 6 p.m., 7 in the Eastern Caribbean. Getting ready for second half action. Cavalier leads Arnett Gardens 2-0. So Cavalier preparing some substitutes as well. Fabian Reed for Arnett Gardens definitely having a firm talking to with his players, ensuring that they come out a bit more assured and alert for the second half. Nazi! Well, he's benefited from Nazi having his Sunday evening nuts. I hope you did bring some nuts for me, Chris Taylor.
What kind?
She's watching the SportsMax app.
With Cavalier dominating this first half. We saw Fabian Reed with some words of inspiration as well.
Chanel Thomas scored the season when these two teams met, albeit in a losing effort. He did find the back of the net. He enters the field of play, as does Shamar Watson. Agent Reed departs for him. Chanel Thomas replacing Orlando Russell, who tried the extravagant scissors kick. Didn't catch it at all though. Had a great shot on target as well. Had to be saved by Hutchinson. Here's second half action now. Shepard. Amos. Ball given away once more, and Cavalier, the beneficiaries, played forward by Irving, who played it out of touch. Here's Arnett Gardens. Shot from distance from Warner Brown. Giovanni laying on the ball for Cavalier. Gets it to Ainsworth. Arnett Gardens unable to keep possession as they do so now. Hutchinson quite competent with his feet, but gave it away on that occasion. Here's Atkinson. Thomas. Will be interesting to see how these two combine. Chanel Thomas, of course, being the leading scorer in the Caribbean Cup. Cavalier, of course, ended up second in that competition, qualifying for the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Scored midweek. Wasted a few as well. Ainsworth. Being tucked there after he flicked it over. Warner Brown it was. He flicked it over his head. King to Irving. Busy Atkinson unable to keep that in play. Xavier Gilbert. Rudolph Speed. Here's Allen. Losing possession there, but Kelson trying to carry it forward for Arnett Garns. Unable to slip by Irving, got the throw in though. Here's Warner Brown. Gets inside. Brown. Release, but it went into the groin area of Kyle Ming. Cavalier trying to go the other way.
Yeah, I think that shot did some damage as well to Kyle Ming. Picked it up in the crown jewels, as they would say.
Never a nice area to be hitting.
How difficult have Cavalier been to break through, and you've seen here bodies on the line, white shirts behind the ball as well. And with Giovanni Lane coming back into this formation, slight change, you would have to say, from a Cavalier perspective, who many a time play 3-4-3 with just the 3 at the back, but now opting for the 4, especially with the threat of the wings of Arnett Garns, and so far it has worked. Of course, Irving, the 4th member there. And you think that might have been influenced as well by his man of the match performance in their last game, Gadale Irving.
Here's Thomas trying to get by Amos. Atkinson goes from distance.
And of course, if Cavalier were to complete this scoreline or finish the game as it is, it would be their 4th clean sheet in a row. So it shows how much they have been improving defensively as the season has gone on as well. And they've always been a stubborn defense line since they've had those 3 members in it, especially in Leng, King and Ming. So with King coming back from Iceland, obviously that would have solidified their defense even more. And they have been one of the stingiest over the last 3 seasons. Against arguably the most fluent Premier League team attacking-wise in Arnett Gardens. Maybe not this season so far, but generally.
Yeah. Here's Fabian Reed, who slips it to wing, gets it across.
And I was surprised that there was not even an attempt at the back post by Jamon Shepherd. Not used to getting in those kinds of positions, Shepherd. He's only scored once in his senior career. But you'd like to think he's quite annoyed, isn't he?
They're all annoyed.
And you can see him gesticulating that Jamon Shepherd should at least have gone with the right foot.
Yeah.
Didn't even make an attempt. I guess the replays will show how far away from him the ball actually
really
was.
Yeah.
Looked quite nonchalant with the effort too, did Shepherd.
Ball played forward for Shanil Thomas. Watson with him for company. Gets it back to McCleary. Ball given away and Shepherd in possession. Here's Atkinson. Thomas. Allen, who had the assist in the second goal. Here's Warner Brown to Fabian Reed, who has adopted a more advanced role. He slipped a bit deeper in the latter part of the first half. Just trying to get some more control in the middle of the park. He certainly wasn't getting any service. Shepherd lifting it in. Neither Reed nor Warner Brown was able to get on the end of it. Thomas now.
What a touch.
Yeah, releasing Atkinson. Atkinson and Amos. It's been a battle all afternoon. Atkinson unable to get by Amos so far. And his work rate has to be spoken of. Whenever he loses the ball, Atkinson, he definitely tries hard. Signaling for the change now.
Oh, wow. I was just about to say what a boost he is to this Cavalier unit. That was the attempt. Well, that was a ball across the area, and Shepherd made no attempt. I don't think it was that far away from him. He could have been beaten for pace, maybe. But
just a striker's instinct, just to poke something forward.
Well, he's not a striker, is he? As I said, just one goal in his senior career, but should at least have tried with the right foot. On the other end, what a big boost it is to have back the likes of Dwayne Atkinson as well, who was with Richard King at the same team in Iceland and was slightly injured after coming back finally now into this team. And just as we were about to talk more, he says he needs a change. That would be unfortunate. I don't think they would have expected that so soon into the second half. And with a goal and assist, he has been a handful, certainly, to say the least.
Yeah. Calving seems to be unable to continue the game as well. Not sure if Dwayne Atkinson will be substituted just yet. Perhaps he will be.
Yeah, he's on for now. Wow. And only injury could have forced Ming off the field, so this is not a good sign for Cavalier either, that their captain has to be removed.
Irving got that from Lang. Thomas trying the snapshot on that occasion.
Yeah, good work, right idea from Chanel Thomas. A bit surprised that he made such a mess of the strike, because it bounced so nicely for him to hit on the volley. Took his eye off it, scuffed it badly.
Martin. Thomas. Neal gets it across. Straight to the arms of Jadine White.
Yeah, I still do think Dwayne Atkinson is going to come off. I don't think he's going to be able to manage the rest of this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Calvin is brought on in short order for him, their leading goal scorer.
Ronaldo Barrett comes on to replace Kyle Ming, and as you predicted, Calvin on to replace Dwayne Atkinson.
Yeah, good return for Dwayne Atkinson, a goal and an assist. But how good is it as a team when you can bring on your leading goal scorer as a substitute in the 60th minute? Calvin with 6 goals so far in the season, including 4 in his last 5 matches.
Here he's on the ball, Calvin, trying to slip it through for Thomas. Shane Watson played it out for a throw-in for Cavalier. Sent in there by Irving. Played out for corner kick down for Cavalier. Fifth corner kick for Cavalier, Dwayne Allen. Going across to take care of that business. Barrett. Perhaps his first touch since coming on. Amos. Forward for Thomas. Shepard manages to get it. Gets it across. Giovanni Leng was there. Came to Kelson. Real power and venom on that one. Failing that, perhaps he should have gone for placement. The header from Leng did go directly to him. Had more time. Not in the greatest of spirits, the Arnett Garden bench. Here's Thomas. Martin. Thomas slips it for Shepard. Almost to Warner Brown. Still in position, Arnett Gardens. Lifted in the area, but played out. And it goes all the way back to Shane Watson. Shepard trying to poke it forward, and Kelson just couldn't get on the end of that one. Calvin now on the ball for Cavalier, getting by his man and still barging forward. Doesn't have a lot of options. Stripped of position in the end by Watson and company, and Arnett Gardens able to go the other way now. Shepard trying to get it to Warner Brown. Richard King was there. And it's a corner kick for Arnett Gardens. Trying to come alive, Arnett Gardens, with half an hour left, or just under it.
Sweet revenge this for Cavalier, of course, after Arnett did the double over them last season. And one of the Achilles for Cavalier was that they couldn't manage to keep 11 players on the pitch. They've done a good job of that so far.
Oh my, that came for Fabian Reed, and he couldn't get the header directly on target.
Well, he actually did good defensive work, Fabian Reed. he headed it off the line. He should have been looking to head it the other way and actually cleared it for the Cavalier team. Wow. I think he caught him by surprise, the way it was fired across. Where it rifled across the goal line, and Fabian Reed, not enough time to react. Of course, scored in this fixture last season in that 2-1 win, did Fabian Reed. The first of two. This was it from Shepard trying to make amends, and well, I think Reed got that wrong. He was up there, you know.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, just the wrong side of the head from Reed. Just needed to redirect it. And I thought at first that he didn't really see it, but he did actually see it pretty well. He will look at that as a big miss. A man who scored 75 goals in his Premier League career, Fabian Reed. His first start of the season, in his last game, scored in it as well.
Martin over to Shepard, who has been doing some good work in a more wide position, in a wider position. Card shown to McCleary.
Stay away there. Everybody else try for that side.
Phil on the wings and Rashiki Kelson, the two players. Make that only Kelson now. Leaves it. And wing win for a ground and finally gets it away. Ball played in the area. Had to be headed away by Giovanni Leng.
Great defending. Lovely ball into the area. And Fabian Reid was poised to slot that home. Eager to score again against Cavalier. Fabian Reid, but that was good defensive work from Giovanni Leng, who is on a yellow card as well. Second Cavalier player now in the book, himself and McCleary. And you remember what we said. Both games last season, they went down to 10 players. Cavalier, and suffered a loss both occasions, and I think that had a big deal to do with it.
Neil doing well. Did get the shot off, but adamant that it's a corner. The Arnett Garden players. But Hamilton saw otherwise, as did the assistant referee.
Good work by Gerald Neal. Seems like there might have been a touch, yes. Certainly a touch there from Jadine White.
She wasn't in position to see it though. Was behind a few players.
The assistant was there though.
Yeah. Warner Brown. Stripped of possession. Thomas. McCleary. Gets it back to Thomas. Calvin! Into the side netting there.
She certainly saw that one, did Odette Hamilton. So it will be a corner. Asha Hutchinson not happy with the defending. And a few pockets of space arising now in the midfield for both teams, actually.
Jadine White is getting some more treatment. As we remind you to download the SportsMax app today, get it on the Google Play or the App Store for iOS devices, and ensure you are in the know with all the happenings available. WTA Tennis, UEFA Champions League, Jamaica Premier League, and so much more. Yeah, they have joy. Rather relaxed.
There's a captain, Kyle Ming, had to be substituted because of injury. He was actually that player that was dismissed the last time, so they don't have to worry about it this time. Do Cavalier.
Here's the corner kick.
Both these teams with strong defensive records this season. Best defensive record, Cavalier, just conceding 8 goals, as well as Portmore and Arnett Gardens. They're tied with the second best defensive record with the champions Mount Pleasant at 9. Well, make that 11 now, so they would have fallen down a bit, but coming into this with the second best record.
Ball cleared by Arnett Gardens. Reid being hounded by King, but wins. Does he? Yeah, he wins that battle. Shepherd taken down by Allen. Thomas puts it forward for Martin. Jaime Thomas get it to Reid. Reid's faster. Brown was cut out. Here's Calvin trying to slip it forward, and whistle there on the play. Jamon Shepherd leaves the field of play. Going on for him is Shea Smith.
Attacking change. Javon James coming on for Gerald Neal. Again, James, maybe a slightly more attacking minded player, especially in the right areas. Right flank can get down a lot more than Neal with quality.
It's been an area that they have been lacking, using the width in attack, especially in the first half. Most of their attacking forays was through the spine, as you'd call it, Chris Taylor.
Yeah. James in a new role as well at right wing back. Remember, James was used by Waterhouse as a forward. So, slight adjustment.
Ainsworth was looking for that call, but didn't go his way. It's a throw in. And James, given the duties there, sends it forward. Good first touch from Warner Brown, trying to find Fabian Reed. He was fouled. And it's a free kick in a very dangerous position. Chris Taylor just in the vicinity of the D there.
Pretty central position, so could be left or right, but with the talent, I think, of Kelson from the dead ball, he probably will be favourite.
One more man. Go back to the yeah. Yeah. One more.
Setting his wall is Jaden White. James is there as well as Kelson.
Yeah. Ready for your rebound, go.
It's Kelson off the upright. Oh my, it just hasn't been Arnett Gardens' day so far. They must take encouragement from that, though. Let's see how they can build on it. Kelson, Reed trying to fight and get it, and the foul in Allen.
This was a free kick from Kelson, and Jaden White was certainly beaten. Luckily for him, his upright was there to save him late in terms of getting across as well. I'm not sure he was well sighted.
James tries to play it upfield. Warner Brown has a good first touch, doesn't he? James certainly coming forward, beating an inverted position at the moment. Gets it deep in the area. And Trey Smith was on hand there. Allen had to head it out. It's a corner kick for Arnett Gardens. 73 minutes played. Here's Kelson. Gets by Allen. Kelson gets the opportunity to send across, but it was cut down by Allen quickly. You just think that there's another goal in this one. Swung in the area, Jaden White is there. Calvin. Thomas. Well taken by Thomas. Amos is there. Trying to go around him. Amos did well. And Shea Smith was helping in defense, and Thomas got the shot off. Hutchinson. Very vocal. Not often you see a schoolboy going into a club team and having the authority to be so commanding, and obviously he's well respected by the Arnett Gardens back line. I personally love a vocal goalkeeper.
For sure. A bit annoyed that Chanel Thomas was still able to get off the shot. It was Hutchinson.
Booted forward by Smith. Reed. Kelson. That pass was poor, but still in possession through Jaheim Thomas. Martin. Here's Shea Smith. Reed doing well there to turn. Appealing for a handball is the Arnett Gardens team, but they'll get a corner kick.
Rifled it against Lang, did Reed. Didn't really have many options.
Take in Shea Smith. A half volley there.
Just 2 goals so far this season, Shea Smith. Coming on as a sub, does favour the left. Had good opportunities last game, you remember, on both left and right. I know it was always just off the mark. Still looking to fine-tune that finishing this season.
Ainsworth playing it forward for Calvin. Comes to Thomas. Calvin was offside. Another change made by Arnett Gardens. Kevon McGregor.
1 goal so far this season for McGregor. Replaces Thomas. Thomas has taken a knock a couple of minutes before. Might have contributed to that as well.
Had one in the first half as well.
Yeah. Did put in a big shift, but looked a bit winded, Thomas.
He's the reason both players for Cavalier got yellow cards. Throw and taken by Wing. And they've definitely come alive. Can they find something in front of goal? Wing. Appealing for a handball there. Gets a throw again. Corner kick for Arnett Gardens.
Watch the quick player! Watch the quick player! Wait.
Sent in the area. Headed away. Good movement for Cavalier. Calvin has 2 for company, now 3. Can he get by? Amos did very well there. And Javon James Now with the possession for Arnett Gardens.
Just had too much to do, Calvin. And eventually outnumbered. 3 defenders getting back for Arnett Gardens. Good in the end, crowding him out. And we do know how skillful and confident Calvin is.
Here's McGregor. Oh, he left the ball. Allen able to play it away. McCleary follows suit and trying to connect with Calvin once more. An arm caught him.
Well,
how the tables have turned. How the tables have turned. The red card is in the hand.
wow. And this time it's Arnett Gardens who won't finish with 11 players. So Rashawn Amos, brought back into the starting lineup for this game after missing out on the loss, is now dismissed. And based on what Odette Hamilton is saying, he used the elbow to the face of Jamar Calvin. Let's see it here. Over the top. Oh, no, that's not a red card.
No.
That's not a red card. There was a head collision, obviously. But to see that running in motion like that, he purposely bucked Calvin, I don't buy that.
Not at all.
I think that's slightly harsh. That should have been maybe a yellow card at most. I thought at first, based on what they had said, that Amos. I thought at first that Amos used the hand, the elbow to the face, but his hands were actually down.
And Calvin was actually leaning towards him.
I do think that was harsh from Odette Hamilton, who, bear in mind, was far away from the play. So it makes me wonder if her assistant was actually who was sending the message. She was actually in the other half when it happened. Look at where Odette Hamilton is here. Is it that she's saying it's an intentional headbutt? That's the only thing that it could have been for, but it certainly wasn't a use of the arm.
Yeah.
And even so, if there was connection, it's not as if he,
because Galvin's head was actually leaning to
he was leaning
the direction.
He was leaning into the player. I think the momentum might have caused his head to make connection, but I don't think it's a red card.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Janae's in the stands and she has someone for us, some more insight from that angle. Let's hear what Janae has.
I'm back in the stands. Now I'm with some Cavalier supporters. This one specifically, her name is Soyini. Soyini, don't need to be nervous.
Okay.
Talk to me about this match so far. You were very excited a while ago. How are you feeling? Cavaliers leading.
I feel great. We're never going to lose anyways.
Well, let's speak about the new additions that you do have to the team. King and Busy have returned, and I know that would be a great addition to Cavalier's squad. How do you feel about them being back?
We feel great, but it never feel like nothing was missing at the point because we still have a great team.
Okay, well, I know as the season progresses, Cavalier is still in the CONCACAF, so they'll be doing both CONCACAF and JPL. Do you think that that's a lot of pressure, or do you think that this specific Cavalier team can manage all of it?
We can manage it. Faith and strong mind, we can manage it.
Okay, and before this match ends, you think that they have one more in the bag?
Yeah, we know.
Right.
We do.
Any specific player on the field is a special player to you?
January the 19th.
Okay. Well, you heard it from Soyini here first. They were very rowdy a while ago. They've calmed down right now, but Cavalier is doing well, and let's see if they do have one more in the bag. Back to you, Dean.
Thank you so much. As we see a free kick. Once more for Arnett Gardens. The last one taken by Kelson was off the upright. Jaden White was beaten. All ends out. Kelson and the wing once more. Kelson went on the ground. Here's McGregor. Again, unable to beat his man. Lots of conversation still about that particular call from our vantage point.
Still trying to pick up if Jermaine Yeasing, who is the first assistant and FIFA assistant referee as well, was the one who actually signaled something to Odette Hamilton. But I definitely think that that red card, that was harsh in terms of a red card.
Kelson substituted by Kenaldo Brown.
The only other question, the only other thing was, as we see that substitution there, Kenaldo Brown, exciting player. And the only other question that has to be asked, as we see Granville also coming on for Brown, we saw this substitution in their last game as well, Arnett Gardens, is whether Roshan Amos, the reason he was sent off was because he stopped a goal-scoring opportunity. But I think being so far away from goal, it still couldn't be that either.
Yeah.
He was the last defender though, wasn't he? But it was clear that Calvin didn't actually have the ball. So I'm not seeing that either. So
I mean, in another league,
I'm trying to see what angle Odette Hamilton could have been taking it from.
Recently, a goalkeeper was given a yellow card for taking out, we can say, Diogo Jota, and he was, you know, the last person, and he was only shown a yellow card based on the fact that he was actually going away from goal. So certainly in a situation like
other
that,
defenders were actually coming to cover the line, which worked in his favor, the goalkeeper. But
straight to Hutchinson, that attempt. Let's see how the final 4 minutes of regulation time goes. Here's Granville. Ball sent in the air. The header's on! Shea Smith was on hand and equal to the task. An alerting goal was Jaden White. Here's Calvin trying to get around his man there, Shane Watson. Fell on the wing. Smith. Here's Brown. Fouled there by McCleary. Taken quickly. Here's Martin. Smith. Possession certainly strongly in favor of Arnett Gardens in the second half. Smith with that slip pass, trying to get it across, but still in possession. Here's another attempt. Headed away, it comes again, and here's the SportsMax app moment, brought to you by the SportsMax app. That's the second goal converted by Dwayne Atkinson. Oh, what a wonderful control. Pass to Allen, return pass, finish at the near post. Welcome back, Busy Atkinson. First of the campaign, back from loan. Here's Thomas with that attempt on the other end as we return to second half action. Here's Wing. McGregor did well. Here's Granville. went for goal when Reed was a way better option. Here's Martin. Granville, back to Martin. Smith was out wide and he gets it now. Comes inside of Smith. Stumbled there, but it's wing. Appealing for something there. Arnett, but at Hamilton again.
No, that was never going to be a penalty. Ball bouncing from one defender to the other, standing right beside each other. A bit desperate, Arnett Gardens. You can understand that. Not much time to go. A man less and 2 goals down. Another solid defensive effort though from Cavalier. And just minutes away from 4 clean sheets in a row. Cavalier. 3-0 against Malines, 1-0 against Dumble Holding, 1-0 against Treasure Beach. And now 2-0 against Arnett Gardens.
Here's Thomas. Can he make it 3? He does! Back-to-back goal for Chanel Thomas. A man in form. A team in form. A dance with form. Cavalier 3.
Nothing Atkinson could do. And Chanel Thomas with 4 on the season. What a clearance that was from Jadine White. Not the best header. Looked like Philando Wing was it as well. And that's a good finish from Chanel Thomas. Carrying the ball into a central position to expose the keeper and open up the angle more for him. Good first touch. And that's a clinical finish into the far triangle. Hutchinson does a spectator, and so are Arnett Gardens.
Hasn't gone their way, and the recent head-to-head continues to favor Cavalier amidst even the double that Arnett Gardens had last season. In now their last 6 encounters, it's 4 in favor of Cavalier. Chip forward, Granville. Cavalier just holding possession. Shea Smith plays it forward. Fabian Reed couldn't get it under his spell.
Another walk in the park literally for Richard King. Kyle Ming having to come off early in the second half, and still Cavalier have been able to hold firm. Real quality in the defensive side of things, although Arnett Gardens just haven't really, apart from their dead ball situations, haven't really looked potent. A little spate in the second half where they got quite a few balls into the area from the right side, as we see teenager Gooden coming on for Dwayne Allen. Alex Xavier Gooden, former under-17 captain, member of the St. Andrew Technical High School team.
Here's Calvin. Can he get on the score sheet as well? Did get the shot off, but Watson was there to block it. It's a corner kick for Cavalier.
Sharing the goals again, Cavalier. And even though Dwayne Busy Atkinson came off 10 minutes into the second half, I still think he's been the most impressive Cavalier player, goal and an assist, and just how he dominated that first half and had Arnett Gardens on the back foot.
Here's a corner kick. I definitely agree with you, Reed, that
living up to his nickname.
He really was busy.
Yeah. Let's hope it's not an injury that forced him off, but yeah. He's been the best player today for the All Whites.
He's all smiles on the bench. Is Dwayne Atkinson. Doubt there's an injury there. Here is McGregor. Langan doing well there. And Cavalier in easy street. Identical score lines in consecutive matches. Well, that could change. They did beat Malines 3-0. 1 goal in the first half, 2 in the second, and Chanel Thomas, as he did then, has scored. No rest there whatsoever. He seems in high spirits. I wonder what he's talking about. Here's a corner kick. In the dying moments of this one, McCleary's first touch let him down. Did get the shot off eventually.
Who did?
But if Hamilton has seen enough. Rescheduled fixture. Round 7 goes the way of Cavalier. 3-0 ahead of Arnett Gardens. He had one. Kyle Ming, who came off. And a comprehensive win at the end. Rudolph Speed's men have turned the tide. And they have their win over Arnett Gardens after losing to them twice last season. Good performance from the men in white and black. Had a save, did Jaden White. Ming, Atkinson, Thomas. Cavalier 3, Arnett Gardens 0. Full-time score. Five o'clock kickoff in sunshine, and it started early. Kyle Ming getting on the end of a Dwayne Atkinson corner kick, and the header was on target after Hutchinson couldn't do anything about that one, and Kyle Ming didn't have a lot to do on that one. Beautiful ball from Ainsworth, taken down nicely from Atkinson, slip pass from Allen, and he converted at the near post. His first of the season. Dwayne Atkinson returning on loan, showing his value. Was in Iceland, but he's in Ireland now. Feeling Irie. This was the first half, and Orlando Russell, what a strike. What a save though from Hutchinson. He took it down nicely. Here we'll get another chance. A header from Ain. It was from Leng and then followed up by Ming. A double save from the goalkeeper. Warner Brown would get this chance straight to his former teammate at St. Andrew Technical, Jaden White. Ball lifted in the area. It fell to Kelson. His shot was stayed, easily handled. And this one was swung across with pace, and all he had to do was head it on target. But his positioning was poor, Fabian Reed. That one struck the upright. Certainly had the better of Jaden White, but the upright saved him on that occasion. Roshan Amos shown red for that coming together with Jalmara Calvin. Was a bit harsh from Arnett Hamilton in my book. Here's long ball played forward. Philander Wing's header was poor, but the first touch and the finish from Chanel Thomas was first grade. Here's another look at it. Got in the center and then went in the diagonal, beating Hutchinson in goal. Waving the flag of Cavalier. It didn't make sense for Hutchinson. It made sense for him. Back-to-back goals for Chanel Thomas. Back-to-back wins for Cavalier. 3 goals ahead of Arnett Gardens. The full-time match statistics. 11 shots on target from 16 attempts for Cavalier, 4 from 10 attempts for Arnett. Certainly consistency and accuracy for Cavalier. 24 fouls, 12 for each side, 2 yellow cards shown to Leng and McCleary, 1 red card to Amos for Arnett Gardens, 14 corners, 8 of them to Cavalier, 2 offsides they had as well, 8 saves made by Hutchinson, 4 made by White. Arnett Gardens with the lion's share of the possession, 52%. But they're on the losing end today. Cavalier beating them 3-0.
Dwayne, before we get into today's performance, first of all, welcome back. You spent some time away from the Jamaica Premier League, applying your trade in Iceland. Tell me what that was like, playing in another culture, in another climate for sure.
Well, it was a difficult time in Iceland because it was so cold. Could have managed certain time. My toe them was busting, and it was just hard for me. But I still have to just keep training hard and just do what I got to do.
And of course, you would have learned a lot. How much does that mean now to come back to the Jamaica Premier League from a different perspective and do what you did tonight, a goal and an assist in your first start back?
Well, I'm feeling very great, that from playing football, without playing football for 3 months and coming back now with a goal and assist, mentally ready for this one. So I've just come again and keep building out the tally and keep scoring.
After being a headache for Arnett Gardens in the first half, we saw 10 minutes into the second half you came off. Talk to me about that. Why was that? Was there an injury? Is there an injury?
No, didn't fit enough, so yeah, can't finish the game. But I was going far away, yeah, we get there and just not say 100% ready.
And what you see from Cavalier so far this season, you coming back into the fold, do you think that this Cavalier team has what it takes and you have what it takes to go all the way?
Well, as I say, if we just keep trying, fighting, not fully 100 for know that we want to reach, because more we need to keep the ball and stop rushing the game. But as I say, we need to go back to training ground and regroup and come back again.
All right, Dwayne, keep working hard, keep working on your fitness, get some rest, recover fully, and we'll see you next week.
No problem, thank you very much.
Dwayne Atkinson there, our man of the match, player of the match for Cavalier with a goal and assist. Their number 10, busy is what they call him. And yeah, enjoying his time back in Jamaica. Xavier Gilbert now joins me, a smile on your face. Xavier, it must be said though, especially in that first half, you were outplayed.
Yeah, we were very flat. I didn't think we provided the weight that we should have provided to enable our midfielders to break down the Cavalier team. I think we were too narrow in terms when we were in possession of the ball. And they hit us in transition a couple of times. And things just didn't go according to how we planned, how we discussed what we were going to do. We just didn't execute. And we have to give credit to Cavalier for the way they executed their game.
When you look back at it and you think about how Cavalier positioned themselves, they look like they made some adjustments considering they're playing against you. Are you a little bit disappointed that your boys on the field of play didn't make those necessary adjustments? Because it's very unusual for Arnett Gardens not to at least score.
Yeah, it's something that we discussed. I figured how they were going to come up, but it's nothing, you know, I mean, and we just didn't do what we were supposed to do. Simple put, you know, we're too narrow in attack. The one time we provided some width and play through the space, which was something that we worked on and that we wanted to execute. We got opportunities to score, and we were all lucky too. We're just unfortunate that we couldn't score today. Things just didn't go our way today. You know, we just have to bite it and come back again, regroup, put ourselves, get the players in a better mindset, recover, and get ready for the next one.
And all is not lost. Of course, you still sit in the top 6, 5th at the moment. And with players coming back in as well, that must be an important thing. Marlon Martin was able to play today, so players recovering from injury. And you who were complaining about a pretty thin squad a week or so ago, you will be happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy that we're getting back some of the players, but still need some key players, man. You know, and especially a player like Philando in back-to-back games. I mean, it's tough on him. He's just coming from an injury, but it just goes to show that, you know, depth in the defensive area. We just have to see how best we can strengthen that. We're missing Joel, we're missing DeAndre. It's tough, but we're doing what we can do, and they're managing. And we just have to be a little bit smarter when we defend, you know.
The Premier League is always tough. We look forward to seeing more performances from Arnett Gardens. Take care.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Good.
Xavier Gilbert, their head coach at Arnett Gardens, and 2 losses in 3 matches for them would be a bit of a concern. Rudolph Speedwell, you have no concerns, especially defensively. 4 clean sheets in a row, and from that perspective, and Giovanni Lane coming back, your usual defenders there, that must be a pleasing sight.
Yes, but that is only after we went 10 matches without having a clean sheet. We worked on it, and it's paying dividend for us.
Players coming back in, doing busy. Atkinson, as you could see, man of the match, a goal and an assist. He's fit right back in. You were a bit worried when we spoke to you last time of how the players would come back into your system. Well, I think you'd have put your worries to rest.
Well, actually, you know, we did change the system today. We saw some things that we could exploit, and we changed the system. We also just decided that Parker Blocks was going to play the hardest game of his life, and it worked for us.
And it was sweet revenge for you as well, Arnett doing the double over you last season. This time you not only got the better of them, but executing that blank, and again, mixed scorers.
Oh yeah, it's something that we're working on, so it's more difficult for you to pinpoint where the goal is coming from, and that is a good thing from our point of view. But remember, you know, we had it hard early in the season. We're just getting back some of the players and the commitment, and I think that is what is bringing us through now.
Well, we look forward to seeing more performances from Cavalier. It's getting tougher from the All Whites, as I call them, 1 spot up in the table, so I'm sure there's more to come.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Here is the Premier League table after that game. Mount Pleasant, Portmore still at the top, 28-27 points. Tivoli in 3rd. Cavalier with a game in hand, tied on points with Tivoli and Arnett Gardens. If they win, they can move into 3rd. Dunbeholden finishing out the top 6 with 21 points. They also have a game in hand. Waterhouse, Beer, Montego Bay, Humble Lion, Harborview, Malines round out the top 12. And in the relegation zone at the moment, Treasure Beach and Limehall, 7 and 4 points respectively. JPL on SportsMax Plus, Humble Lion versus Cavalier. 3:30 p.m., 4:30 in the Eastern Caribbean on Wednesday. Then at 6 p.m., Harborview versus Dunbeholden, Wednesday on SportsMax Plus. Cavalier 3, Arnett Gardens 0. Ray and Jamaica Premier League action from Sabina Park.